Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope that you all have had a great Sunday. I know my Sunday's been very relaxing. I made some breakfast, watched some TV with my husband, took a fat ass nap, and that was amazing. Spent some time with the kiddos and just have been chilling. And then I thought, you know what? I wanted to come on here because I haven't been on a lot. I've been still working on some things in the background. Not making everything so public on what I'm working on or what I'm getting or working on getting. Just because there seems to be a lot of stuff going on right now. Did you hear my stomach just now? Holy crap, that was loud. Hi. Did everybody have a good Sunday? Hi. So, again, I'm still working on some stuff in the background. Not just gypsy stuff, just some stuff. But I've been working more lately at my real job, the one that pays me. So, oh, speaking of money, let me go look this up. I wanted to tell y'all that 24 copies of my book have sold since Fancy did what she did. So that is amazing. Thank you to everyone that did that. I have been putting that money though. Well, the money hasn't went into my account yet, but I can see how much it is on the reports place for my Amazon. And I've been taking that amount, and every time one sells, I put it into my kids' savings account. So thank you all, because aside from the taxes that I will pay on that money has always went towards my kids. So thank you. I'm pretty sure they will appreciate that. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit of a help once they're in their adult life. So that is amazing. Anyways, so I wanted to come on here and address some things. I have gotten a lot of screenshots from the REDDIT website from people. You bought one, thank you, Pumpkin. And I've been very quiet. I've not responded to the screenshots I've gotten for the most part. But I think now that some time has lapsed, it's time to address some things. First and foremost, this was not some orchestrated attack against little Frodo like they seem to think over there. Little Frodo took hit after hit after hit on me for weeks. A matter of fact, I can look up in my messages, specifically my group chat, and this will show you how many times little Frodo's name was mentioned because of what was happening over there. And there's screenshots as well where I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? What did I do this time? And one of the people that Reddit has suggested that I had reached out to had been chatting with me. So they were very well aware of how I was feeling. And I had sent little Frodo, whatever the freak, a message at one time because they had made a comment asking if there was proof that I had paid for FOIAs, which I don't think at that point in time I had ever posted anything. However, I can do this. Let me just open my bank account to show that I'm not just skating off of other people's work. Let's go to my bank account. Let's search the word. We'll put Greene for Greene County. Search. These are payments I've made to Greene County myself. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times that I have sent them money. So, yes, I was paying for my own. I'm still paying for my own. I have some going through. So, the only reason why I finally had said something is because little Frodo had told somebody, well, why don't you ask Audrey about this? And so I needed to respond. And the reason I needed to respond was because it had went on for months at this point. I think it started as early as October of last year, maybe. And I had just had enough. But I also can't respond over on Reddit because I no longer have a Reddit. And so I was like, you know what? I will make a video and I will respond on a video because they had responded in their platform, if you will, where they can comment without it being removed or blocked or anything. So I responded on my platform to their response. And if people are mad about that, people can be mad about that. That it is what it is. I stand by what I said because it's the truth that I started covering emails way before them. And there's proof in that because I have a screenshot from, I think it was August 25th. I'm pretty sure it was August 25th, where Frodo says, I've waited a month to see if anybody would cover them here, and nobody has, so I'm going to start covering them. But the first time I ever covered them was July 7th, so more than a month before that. Are we sure little Frodo isn't dipshit since Frodo is from the movie Lord of the Rings? I don't know. That's a good question. Actually, let me just say this. I do know. Actually, I'm not going to come on here and sugarcoat it. I know because some other stuff has transpired in the background and you can't see, but the whole other side of this page is written on because I've been doing research. I've been looking up people. I know who is connected to a lot of these names now because people give away who they are, and in some of the craziest ways. So, no, as far as I can tell, she has no connection to Gypsy, not even from the same town. I'm delivering the information in a better, cohesive, clearer, funnier way. I think that everybody has a different way of delivering the information. And I've said this before, Frodo worked hard on what they were doing. I've never tried to say they weren't. I'm just saying I didn't need to go and steal their information. I've still not seen proof of what I supposedly stole. I was told that it had something to do with I supposedly copied one of their posts word for word. But if we're reading emails, emails would be covered word for word. So I guess I'm not understanding that. And whenever I used their screenshots, their logo or watermark is there. It's just, I went through a brief period, and sometimes I still get in trouble for using the REDITT word. So, and like I told their mods, I had went through with the Alice thing where I had mentioned that one so many times that Alice got over into it, and so did Alice fans, and they mass reported it and got it taken down. And I didn't want to see that happen to their sub. I didn't want to see the fact that there are several people that do see a lot of my videos. I didn't want to see that hurt what they had built. And maybe I shouldn't have cared at this point, because I guess that would have been their problem whenever it came down to being a problem. Just like the people that owned the Alice sub, it was their problem. I don't know. I feel like there was no safe way in doing that. And then there's even, hold on, let me see if I can find this. Let me word search this really fast. Here's one that was sent to me where they say, we knew she found Frodo in someone's YT comments to blame Frodo for being banned. That's not how that went. I will show y'all. Let me write down so I don't forget to show y'all the Frodo comment on YT. They said, I have no idea how a simple misunderstanding exchange of words turned into Frodo being responsible for her being banned at all, and her continuing to seek Frodo out to make sure she knows Frodo thinks this. Even when it's explained Frodo had nothing to do with it, there was absolutely no indicator that Audrey had self-escalated to this point. Again, one of the people that are mentioned in this comment that they say I could have reached out to was well aware. I wasn't aware of how close they were to Frodo. Who's Jesse? Which Jesse? You love green on me, thank you. Hold on. There was another part of one of these though that I wanted to touch on that I had seen. Okay. So the thing is they also wanted me to mention Frodo here by name, by that app, right? But right here is one of their comments that says, this is low and not even close to the truth. She just broke the rule of using Frodo's name on TikTok. So you wanted me to use the name. I didn't. You got mad, but you also acknowledged that I couldn't without getting in trouble. I'm not risking my platform. And again, I had been covering those emails for a long time. So, what? Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I still have this email. Oh, I guess it helps if I spell it right. So, okay. I told y'all August was when Frodo, wow, sorry, words, was doing this, right? Let me see if I can. I'm going to show y'all this, but hold on. I have to cover up my own personal email because, look, FOIA, July 18th. I've never claimed to be a bright person, but I'm pretty sure that July comes before August. So I've showed my receipts. So why haven't they shown theirs? If you have something against me, show me. I shouldn't be the only one having to come off with receipts here and then you getting mad when I come with receipts. Okay, let me get this straight. So they wanted you to shout them out. They wanted you to shout out and then they did it. No, they wanted me to give Frodo credit for the emails I had went through. They also wanted me to shout out Frodo whenever I had used screenshots with Frodo's watermark on it. But I left Frodo's watermark. Let me get more specific. They wanted me to shout out the REDDIT as well as the name, but I can't do REDDIT on videos. As a matter of fact, I got in trouble on a live the other day for using that. So I didn't cover watermarks, nothing. There was nothing strategically hidden, nothing cropped, nothing. And then they got mad. But the crazy thing is if you go through their shit, they hate content creators. So why are you bugging up my ass? If you don't like content creators, why are you watching my shit? Yeah, it sounds like they're mad just to be mad. Exactly. Like, it's so weird. And like I said, I took 2 weeks to think about it, process it, and all that. They hate content creators, but they love me? No, they don't. They do not. Okay, let's get to another thing. With all that being said, all this started in my opinion, like it started to escalate after I had announced that Ashley's been working on this timeline for Gypsy. And it seems some people are really possessive over these things. And me and her are planning on doing a live to discuss some of this as well. But one night, while all this BS is going on, me and Ashley are having a video chat. And Ashley tells me that she is interested in giving the timeline to a website for them to put in, plug in, and use all of the work that we have compiled from all of everything, and all of it cites the source it came from, and all of it's factual, it's proven, it's not opinion pieces, nothing like that. It's literally stuff from FOIAs, stuff from old Facebook posts that show what exactly it is, blah, blah, blah. So, anyways, while we're going through this, I say, oh, there's a website. And I tell her about the Gypsy Rose lied about it. And I had not opened it since it transitioned from the original owner. So I sent her the website and we're both looking at it. And I'm like, holy shit, there's ads. They monetize this website. And she's like, yeah, it's monetized, Audrey. And I was like, that's crazy because the people that own this, which there's 3 names tied to it as of now that I can find, are again against content creators making quote unquote blood money off of Dee Dee. And there's a few other things, and then we notice it's associated with Frodo's name, or Frodo's was associated with them as a researcher, which they say is because they can't get his name, or her name, sorry. I originally was told Frodo was a he, so I apologize. I do say he a lot, because it's just stuck in my head as that, but I'm trying. Anyways, they say that Frodo cannot get her name off of it, which may be the case. But given what had just transpired, Ashley said she's not giving her timeline to them. And I respect that because Ashley put the timeline together. Ashley brought the timeline idea to me. I've only given details to add to the timeline. Like, I don't own the timeline. I've helped, but I don't own it. I don't get a big credit name on it. I don't even think Ashley's name is tied to it because it's not about accreditation. It's about aligning all of the facts. Anyways, she said she will not give it to them. She doesn't care that they're monetized. She cares that they quote all the time how they hate that people are monetized, but then they have a monetized website. So anyways, as we were going through it, we noticed that there was some stuff from a friend of mine that they had paid for out of their own pocket, not crowdfunded. And Frodo's watermark was put on it. So I let my friend know. And another friend got really upset about that. I'm still trying to make sense of that one, which I think I have, but I think it's not worth it. Yeah, I'm not even going to go into that because it's not relevant. But yeah, Frodo is very bothered and you're here for it. I don't like that anybody is bothered. I think it's stupid, pathetic, and childish. Yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth on feelings on that. Who is Frodo? It's somebody over on Reddit who seems to think that I have ripped off all of their work. So, also, another thing, I'm going to go through some of these screenshots. Another thing that I'm getting accused of is that whenever I started covering Gypsy stuff, I ran and got me a blue check mark because I'm that narcissistic. First and foremost, a lot of you on here have, in that book I detail, I had a psych evaluation. So I don't give a fuck about some person's opinion on my mental health. Baby, when I sat down for hours and 2 days doing a psych eval, I know the problems I got. I know the problems I don't got. So you can shove the opinion up your ass because I don't care. But it's crazy to think that that's how I got my blue check mark. It's not. And I've had my blue check mark for over a year and a half now. So that's all I can say about that. Y'all can paint any kind of situation on me, but unless my psychologists themselves have said that I have it, because I have a whole manila envelope with all of it in there, my whole psyche val, as well as my baby daddy's psyche val. Anyways, until y'all are the ones that got paid to do something like that and sit down with me, then yeah, that's where we're at on that. Even if what is the case, so what do you mean? Like, even if I am narcissistic, is that what you mean? I'm great. You're glad you caught me alive? Thank you. Yeah, some people are big mean, for sure. Oh, the blue check mark. No, so whenever you get a blue check mark, okay, let's talk about the blue check mark because I can show y'all that Gypsy's lying right now because her backup got a blue check mark and she's like, oh, they gave it to the wrong one. That's not how it works because you have to actually go in. Hold on. So you go into your own TikTok and then you go over here, you click it, and then you go to settings and privacy. And it was in there that you apply. I don't have it now because I have the blue check mark, but you apply there to be verified, which means she went to her burner account, hit those three little lines, and applied for that account to have the blue check mark. Now, how do you get a blue check mark? In order to get a blue check mark, you have to have at least 5 notable news sources do coverage on you. So, I had a lot of coverage because me and my mother used to own a paranormal business. So I have coverage from that where we had won like first place in our county, first place in Arizona. We also got first place in the third place in the United States for most haunted destination. And that was on the CW channel. Additional to that, whenever we thought somebody had been murdered in the laundry room and I had posted about that, there were news stations that picked that up, like the UK, or not the UK, what is it called? It's a UK article though. I can't remember. So, again, I have had it for a long time. What is my book called? It's called Wards of the State. It was not the BBC, I don't think. I don't remember what it was. But anyways, so the Daily UK, thank you. That's what it was. I am a paranormal girly. Yes, very much. The Sun did an article as well. Yes. TikTok does not have a rule that says felons cannot monetize. What is my book about? It's about fighting CPS for my kids. Okay. Anyways, I made a little list so that I don't get too sidetracked. Some other things that I wanted to cover is the timeline is still being worked on. A little bit slower, but that's more because of work commitments between me and Ashley right now. But we are still working on that. We are also working on a different timeline, which we will cover at some point, because it's going to make some people mad. But it was their idea that, they got mad thinking it's what was going down. So we thought, maybe there's something there. Why did I take the book down from Amazon? So it's still showing that it's down. Like, even whenever I look it up, hold on, I'll show you. So if I go over to Amazon, Wards of the State, Audrey. So whenever I look, it shows it's down. However, if I go to kdp.amazon, it shows the book is live. So I don't know why it's doing that. Like, live. However, I did post a link to it over on YT, and it seems you can open it from there. What is KDP? KDP is, so I self-published. I didn't use a publisher. I didn't use a ghostwriter, none of that. So KDP is Amazon's, where you go and you put in the PDF for your book. You put in all of the details for the cover and all that. Yeah, so that's what that is. I ate that, and you could name a few that could never. Yeah. Yeah, you can open it from the YouTube link. So, um, anyways, those were mostly the things that I wanted to address, is the blue check mark. And that, oh, did I go over I'm not only a gypsy creator? Because I have that written down here. And I think that that is something important to be said, because I do get messages. I have seen people send me screenshots where over on the other app, they're like, this is about the truth, and why are we going to anything else? Baby, because gypsy is not the only thing I do on here. Maybe if I was paid, I would stick to one subject, but I'm not. So I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to continue to do what I want to do on my platform. So who cares? Like, if I want to talk about getting my asshole waxed, I will. It's my account. Matter of fact, I have in my drafts right now where I recorded making some French toast this morning. And it's not the prettiest recording or nothing, but I make fun of myself. I'm like, this is how you keep your man too fat to run away. So, I'm gonna post about what I want. At the end of the day, I've always covered content creators, just like I covered Bree, just like I cover Alice. I'm gonna continue to do what the hell I want to do. Again, if those people want to pay me for my time, or if I was even like in the CF thing over here, the creator fund, maybe then I would stick to one subject, but I'm not. So I'm just over here having fun, okay? I'm an old ass person living my life. Yeah, exactly. Pam knows. Pam in the comments has been like following me for what, like 2 years, Pam? So I've been fucking trolling through life my whole life. If Gypsy's reapplying, why can't I? Because every time I reapply, I get kicked out within 72 hours. Because I stay getting reported. So, and that's where we're at with that. With the court date. Okay, so they're saying that I'm lying, that she does not have a warrant. Let's see if it's been updated. Because I will show y'all, like, I'm not lying. I'm saying what I see on the parish's website. So, records, sign in, last name, search. Okay. Let me make sure this doesn't have. Okay. Again, they're saying I'm lying, and it's not been updated. So if she went and paid it, it hasn't been updated. Records, STB clerk, which is St. Bernard's Parish, Monday, February 23rd. It gives the judge, it gives everything that happened. And then it says, arraignment, defendant absent, Larry Sola, ADA, present for the state, on motion of the state. Court ordered bench warrant issued and set for $400. Brianna. So, if I'm lying, it's because the state's lying. I don't know what to tell her. Like, sorry, not sorry. You got to talk to St. Bernard about that. Oh, wait. There's another one. 3-5 minutes entry. Okay. Here's one for 3-2. So this is a different one. This one's for no seatbelt, y'all. So March 2nd, blah, 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 blah. The following criminal matter comes before this court. Defendant present and Megan Suffren, ADA, present for the state. Defendant entered a guilty plea. Court sentenced the defendant to pay a fine of $50 without cost. This matter is paid in full, but you can see the charge for that. Now let's go return to page. Return page. Now we're going to click this one. We're going to go to this one's minute entries and see this one that has the warrant is for speeding and no driver's license. So there's two different things going on here. 325,673. 325,673. Let's see. 325,673. Return page. 325,673. Let's go see what the ticket number on this one is. Okay, so the other one is 325,673. This one's ticket number is 325,802. So again, two different ones. So, did she go and pay the other one? I don't know. She went and she paid something. It could have been this $50 one. Yeah, at least she paid one, if she did. Well, I mean, she did pay one. This one does show that it was paid. Actually, no. Oh, yeah, it does. It says this matter was paid in full. So, I'm just covering the information. And it seems the answer, it is coming quite clear. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing here. What cigarette? What are we talking about? Yeah, the other one wasn't. But I can drive with my eyes open and play by ear, and I can sleep beneath the piano. What are you talking about? Oh, it's lyrics to a song? Huh? You wish I would do a video on how to request FOIAs. Okay, I can just tell you. So first and foremost, it depends on what you are trying to request. If it is a closed case, then yes, you can get a lot of stuff. If it is an unclosed case, you will get minimal stuff. But the first place to start is the police department that made the arrest. So you will call them and you will ask to speak to their records department. Then you will ask their records department if you can get whatever form you need to fill out to make a request. And they will typically walk you through all of that. Then, if you're wanting to get something from a courthouse, call the courthouse. A lot of them do have an online thing, like Arizona has some online ones where you can request it. But anyways, you just call the courthouse and ask them, how do I file for information on a case? You need to have the case number, you need to have the names, and most of the time you need to have the date. Would I do a video of people who appear? Would they have a video of people who appear via TV? If not, they should have minute entries. Because there's two different things. That's why one has a warrant and the other one doesn't. Sorry, cigarettes, I'm muting you. It's not karaoke hour. You're welcome. How do you get the case number? So it depends on where you're at. So let me show you, so say you go Missouri CaseNet is what you want to look up. So here, I'll show you. So Missouri CaseNet, you hit that on the Google, then you type this, then you would go legitimate name search, and it looks a little bit different per place, but you just type in what it is you're wanting to look at. Sorry. And then all of this stuff will come up. So whenever you click one, let's say we want to click this one. Why is it not letting me click one? Either way, okay, so case number will be here. Like you'll just have to look and it will very clearly say case number. So just like that. That's the way to find them. Which, by the way, actually, never mind. I'll save that little secret for whenever I unveil some other things. What about Florida? How would you do a Florida CaseNet? It depends on if they're per county or not. Let's see. Baywatch, you know my secret? So Florida Courts is flcourts.gov. It's not about fancy. Spill the beans. I'll just put it this way. I know who owns some of the REDDIT names. I know like their actual names, not their screen names. And I know who owns some websites. I know your family, no matter what they tell you, it's very embarrassed to be related to you, Audrey. You know my family? What? How do you know my family? That's weird because my family comes in here a lot. You sure do? Who? Tell me a name. You know all of them? Tell me 3 names if you know all of them. You want me to dox you? I just want first names. 3 first names of people in my family. That's what I thought. It's a family member. They said it's embarrassing to be related to you. I'm waiting for them to give me a name. Don't block you, let you get a list. Okay, go ahead. Can you punch them? No. LOL. I'm curious about your secret now. Yeah. Hi. One follower in their picture is me. I'm just curious because tell me who they are. Because some of them come in here. And some of my family members and me don't get along. So who's to say that's not who they were talking to? Is Gypsy. Rewrite her name. It's Pink Stain. Brenda Smith is the only person following them. I don't know Brenda Smith. They won't come on their main and show how less. Yeah. Whatever. Whenever my family starts paying my bills, I'll care about their opinion. So, but until then, y'all have seen I have family members who come in here, they comment. I have family members who follow me over on YT. Like, they're looking at my Facebook. Oh, maybe. Maybe. I'm not trying to do anything. You just name them. We didn't get the name. Did anybody see the name? Because I didn't. Hold on, I'm scrolling. I don't see any names. Somebody said Ann Bonnie. She named 3? How come I can't see it? Kaylee, Anthony, and Bonnie? That's crazy. You know my dad's ex-wife from how many years ago? And Charles, the dead one? So you mean my dead relative told you they don't like me? That is crazy. You went way back. Wait, so you went way back. In other words, you were looking me up. Nobody told you they're embarrassed of me. Yeah, another liar. Look at that. You're not related to any of them? Well, like I said, you said that they're embarrassed by me. First off, Charles is dead. He's been dead way before TikTok came around. He's been dead for 13-ish years. So what it's giving is you went and you put my name on like a website like People Finder, and you found my dead dad. You found my dead dad's wife, who I don't even know if Bonnie's still alive. Matter of fact, let's see. Because me and her are mutuals. She hasn't posted anything in a while. Not since November, so I don't even know. But that was a good try. You're a medium. That's how you talk to my dad? So how'd you talk to the people that are alive? Let's discuss this. Hold on, where are you? Dang, I was gonna ask you to come up. I want to hear this. Tell me what my dad had to say. Thank you. What? Ooh. You can't go up your nonverbal. Okay, I apologize. Okay, so what did my dad have to say? Tell me. Tell me. Trolls be trolling. Can she do your reading next? Maybe. Oh, somebody asked Audrey's chin hair, how's Ricky? I don't know who Ricky is. He said he wished I lived a private life. What else did he say? Because that don't sound like that man at all. Audrey with a D, Mercedes. Yeah, I was daddy's girl for sure. It wasn't that nice. Aww. What else did he say? I'm so curious. Can you send me a message of what all he had to say? I'll follow you. I'll follow you so that you can message me. He also said I should cut my hair. See, that's how I know you're not talking to my dad, because my dad got pissed every time I did cut my hair. So you're full of shit. Every time I cut my hair, my dad got mad. So what does my mom's youngest brother have to say? The chin hair? Oh, okay. Spooky. uh People are crazy. Thank you. Oh, you just reminded me though. I need to see if somebody had their baby. Okay. Anyways, I guess my deceased father, has left me a message that he wants me to have a private life and to cut my hair. If y'all knew my dad, what do I think about the dream team? Who's the dream team? It's Aaron's sweetheart making those. I don't care who it is. I think it's funny they're making themselves look like an ass. Only the important things. Yeah. Ooh, what did Anthony have to say? Or Kaylee or Bonnie? Since you talked to them too. Come on. Go one by one. Because you know what's funny is whenever I look myself up online, that's the names that come up too. So good job. Because I've obviously looked myself up online. Thank you. Sarah and Patrick, dad and daughter dream team. I don't know who that is. Maybe Dipshit and Rod. If that's their number one person and they do background checks and they're on here telling me about my deceased father, they need to work harder. I would love the rabbit hole of the dream team. Somebody send me that so I can maybe look into it whenever I have time. You want to talk about actual, like, digging? Like I said, I know one of the names connected to the Gypsy Rose lied about it, and I know one of the names connected to the other website because whenever you file certain things or leave paper trails, you're real easy to track. They're jealous I'm getting my, oh my God, y'all. Speaking of my roof, I got a violation from my HOA for this though. So last week, it was supposed to get done on Tuesday, right? Well, there was rain, so they couldn't do it. So anyways, they came and they delivered all of my stuff on Friday, and I wish I was kidding about this, but I got off of work and I had this message, hold on, in my inbox that says, it's been brought to our attention that you are having a roof installed on your home without prior approval from the association. Any altercation modifications on the exterior of the unit lot require pre-approval from the association. And I responded back, I said, my roof is leaking. It's an emergency. Kiss my ass. I'll put in the paperwork. Also, the roofing company is submitting paperwork as well. Have a good day. And they responded, thanks. I will not be issuing a violation yet. I will give you a chance to get me the paperwork. Like, what the fuck? And then I called them and is it a text? It's email. Anyways, then I called them and I was like, look, this is an emergency. Y'all can literally kiss my ass. I don't care. I was like, what are you going to do? Make me take off the new roof? No, didn't think so. I'll pay your stupid little violation fee and move on with my life. Yeah, they're doing too much. They said that somebody in the neighborhood reported it because we do have those people in the neighborhood that every time something's dropped off for any type of a project, they immediately run to the HOA. They banned you from the pool? So you had sex with her son? Oh no. Pam. Yeah, all the Karens. Yeah, HOA is a nightmare, so much so that me and my husband have been like considering moving. What is an HOA? It's a homeowners association, and they give you rules and bylaws and blah, 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 blah. And we pay almost $100 a month for this HOA, and there's no benefits to it. We have a park. We have a pond. We don't have a pool. We don't have a gym. Give me something good if you're going to take my money at least. Yeah, I never wanted to live in one either, but this house was way under like what it was worth, so we got it. So, like, I literally walked into my house with over $20,000 equity. So, Yeah, I had to pay them $15 to submit the paperwork. You caught me live, yeah. So, anyways, like I said, I told them, kiss my ass. You hate paying taxes, let alone HOA. I just got my, what is it called? Fall taxes, summer taxes? I don't know. It's Michigan, and they split it up twice throughout the year, but I just got my deal for that. Yeah, they can kiss it, lick it, eat it. I don't care what they can get out of my face. Yes, I will post this over on YouTube. You have a lake property association. I used to live, so the house that my dad built my mom, which I know sounds like very Miranda Lambert, but it's very Miranda Lambert. My dad literally built my mom a house with his bare hands, not with a company. Anyways, the house that he built her was right outside of an association, and they bought it before the association started. And so they were outside of the association's guidelines or whatever. I don't know. They didn't have to follow the rules. And so my dad would do shit all the time just to piss them off. Like, we got chickens at one time, we had cows at one time. He went and bought like a cheap ass mobile home, put it on the lot just to piss them off. Like, ugh. But it was a lake association. It seems reasonable to inform the HOA in parallel as part of your homeowner's agreement. Yeah, like I said, I thought the roofer was doing all of that. But also, additional to that, did they want me to keep a roof that had a leak on it and bring down the value of my home to hurt their HOA? My dad's awesome. Audrey sounds like mine. Yeah, my dad didn't care. That's why I thought it was funny whenever this other person was in here saying, like, oh, your dad said this. Y'all, yeah, it's better than a tarp. If I had put a tarp up there, I would have gotten in trouble for that too. Yeah, the contractors usually do take care of the permits. And they do in this case, but I misunderstood. They take care of the city permit, not the HOA permit. I'm going to show y'all a picture of my dad. Y'all can tell me, does he look like a man that gave a shit about people's opinions? Let me find one. This is my daddy. Hold on. Let me bring y'all closer. It's my dad and my grandpa. Do they look like men that gave a shit about people's opinions? Nah, they were roughnecking it, okay? Uh-oh, something just fell. Yeah, he gave no fucks, literally. It's the ghost. Yeah, that man, he didn't care. He was living life on a fucking vibe. This is my daddy, too. That's his, what is it called whenever you get in trouble? That was his community service outfit. He's talking to the wrong Audrey. He might be. He'd tell you to stick it for sure. Politely, yes. Let's see. I have more pictures of this man. He was my best friend, y'all. Quick summary of what you've missed. I addressed some stuff that had been being sent to me that I've sat quietly about with the whole Reddit stuff. I just know your dad cussed good. He did. He was a construction worker. I addressed my blue check mark. I addressed the timeline stuff. I think that was pretty much it. Here we go. Here's another picture of my daddy. That's me and my daddy. You can see he was a small man. Do you see his belly? He had the word Coors tattooed on it, like the beer. And he did that because he was a small man. And everybody was always like, there's no way you drink a 30-pack a day. You're tiny. And he said, well, I'm going to go get me a beer gut. So he tattooed his favorite beer on his belly. Your dad wants you to cut your hair still, Audrey? Maybe. Yeah, you missed a psychic giving me a reading where my dad said he wanted me to live a private life. and that he wanted me to cut my hair. Had the exact fish. Wait, what? A fish? My dad didn't have a fish. I don't remember a fish tattoo on my dad, and I'm not seeing one. Oh, yeah, I'm living my life, and I do Alice content and other thing. Oh, on the pec? No, so that, it's a bad picture of it. It's a moon spitting, okay, hold on. Let me turn off this. So it's a moon, and the moon's like spitting smoke, and then his nip was a comet, and then there's smoke coming off of it. So what this is he had my mom's initials right here, and he went and got them covered up with the moon and the smoke. And then I was with him whenever he did it, and the guy was like, "Do you care if I add to it?" And my dad was like, "No." So he outlined my dad's nip and turned it into a comet. So not a fish. But that's how he covered up my mom's name. Yeah, the nip comet is funny. Yeah, my dad said that was one of his worst tattoos, was going around his nip. Yeah, very unique tattoo. He had 53 tattoos whenever he passed away. You recorded my psychic reading? Oh, thank you. They kicked you off the board and harassed you 24/7 in your HOA? Ugh. Yeah, he said that tattoo hurt a lot. You have 200 plus tattoos? Oh no. That's crazy. I have, I think, 15. You'll send it to me? Okay. Love you. Yeah, my dad loved tattoos. His arms, like, were pretty covered in them. And then he had some on his legs. And then he had a big one on his back. And it was a skull wearing a cowboy hat. And then I remember as kids used to add to it whenever we were littler. Like, we would take markers and draw, like, a joint in its mouth and stuff. You're getting a butterfly tattoo on your chest. Your fiance has 22. Hold on, sorry. You have 5 tattoos? You don't have enough. Relatable. I have a koi fish. Let me see. I think I have a picture of it in one of my albums. I'll show you my koi fish. If I can open my stuff, hold on. I can't show you the koi fish on a live, but I can show you a photo of it. Uh-oh. Maybe not. Maybe I don't have a photo of it anymore, but I have a koi fish that goes from right underneath my armpit to about here to a little bit onto my boob to, like, kind of towards my back. I won it though. So it was free. Who preserve the skin and tattoos of people? Oh, wow. You want to get a tattoo over your stretch marks? Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Wait, what about... You have 2 sleeves? Yeah, the ribs were painful, very painful. 10 out of 10 will not do again, but I've done both of my ribs already, so. The hat, what's my stepdad had was a koi fish. Oh, that's what your stepdad had. Got you. You've had 5 kids, you can make a beach ball on your stretch marks. I got bad stretch marks. Let's see. I don't know if you can see them, but, like, They go all the way up, like to my boobs. My daughter destroyed me. But I was tiny before tiny-ish before I had her. Like I was big, then I lost weight, and then I got pregnant and I gained it quickly, obviously. Your cousin couldn't get the tattoo done on his ribs. Women are stronger. Aw. A matching sun and moon cat for us. Aw. Yup. We all got our tiger stripes. Call me a zebra snack. Your son destroyed you even though he was the smallest. So every single one of my stretch marks are from my daughter. She was my first one. I didn't get any new ones with my son. But I remember whenever she was littler, she was like, ew, what is wrong with your belly? And I was so sensitive about my stretch marks at that time because I was still really young. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, what are those marks? And I was like, you did this. Kids are brutal. Yeah, they'll humble you so quick. Oh, your C-section reopened? Ouch. You have stretch marks like the devil's fingers. You didn't get any stretch marks and your sister was mad? I would be mad too, Katie. You gained 70 and didn't get any? Okay, I'm about to block you. You have an underboob tattoo and sternum hurt pretty bad. Yeah. You looked like you were having triplets. Yeah, it was pretty big with my daughter. Matter of fact, we were talking about my dad. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of me and my dad whenever I was pregnant with my daughter. Here you go. We were comparing bellies. He won, obviously. His was way bigger. But that's 18-year-old Audrey, pregnant as hell. My dad did that picture with everybody. You did this. Aw. Your titties was the size of a basketball. I do have tattoos. I have 15. I think it's 15. Yeah, my daddy. Maybe I'll cut my hair. See if he gets pissed. This is me and my daddy too. I'm telling you, I was a daddy's girl from day one. You got a long way. Yeah. You did cut your hair? I mean, I trimmed it. He was handsome? Ew. That's my daddy. I don't see it. I guess he was alright. This is me and him. I was pregnant there too. That was the day I got married, y'all. I got married big, fat, and pregnant. Oh, thank you. He's alright, I guess. Your dad is your BFF. My dad was my BFF. He passed away though. I do look just like him. Like we are twins. Look. It's whenever I had like blonde colored hair, but oh wait. Let me turn the brightness down. Little twins. Me and old Charles. You lost your dad in 2020. I'm sorry. I lost mine in 2013. I hate that we can relate on that. Yours passed 11 months ago. Aww. Your mom's your BFF. Aw. I'm pretty close with my mom. But my dad and me were besties. This is our last picture together. Again, you can see twinning. This is right before he passed away. Rose, no. I'm sorry, babe. Oh, no, Big Red. I'm sorry, everybody that's lost somebody. It's hard. What? I always say I feel for friends who still have their dad because they will hurt just like I did. Yeah. Your dad took me to a Rocks concert and drank shots with me. Hell yeah. I love that. My dad was a beer person. I'm a liquor person. So we drank together, but it wasn't the same things. Hi. Oh, thank you. Oh, 82. It's hard watching him grow. It probably is really hard, but cherish it so much. She was very loved. I love that, Rose. Okay. All right. My husband just texted me. Dinner just came out of the oven. So I'm going to go do that. I'll download this live. I will re-upload it over there. And yeah, so everybody can hear about my dead family member. So, all right. I love you guys. Have a good night. We're eating early. It's almost 6 o'clock here. So, okay. All right. Bye.